that. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, here we are. I think the music's playing. Okay, it is. You can't hear it because I have the speakers down. Here we are, the Friend Simulator podcast, live from my apartment. And if you didn't watch my Veronica's video, I'm just going to spoiler this right away. This is not a window.
It's not a black void.
It's
a wall.
It's only here to sound dampen it because, as you can see, look at this shit.
It's an apartment room. I mean, I do like, you guys don't see it, but we do have actual professional grade.
Professional grade. Ooh, got little scoops. Now, if you don't know, people will just take the cubes and they will just plaster them all over the wall. Wrong. Mm-hmm. Waste the time. Waste the money.
Don't do it.
Do you know why it's a waste of money?
Why is it not efficient? I mean, you don't need it all over the place, covering the wall.
That is true because how sound bounces.
Ooh.
So you only need a cube either on that space on the wall or on that side of the wall. So where you have a cube there, you don't need a cube in that same spot. So really, it should be checkerboard. Inverted on either wall, but obviously, as you can see, I can only afford this many.
Oh yeah.
And also, like I was like not about to like fill my walls with this shit because each one of these leaves a little like thing, leaves a little like residue
or whatever.
Yeah. And so like and you're probably worrying if you live in an apartment, your walls are gonna get covered in fucking cum stains. But hey, don't worry. All you need to do is get a bowl of hot water and a towel, and you just keep swirling the wall, and the paint will then mix in with the cum stains, and you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. I've done this on my wall when I lived in the dorms.
when I was just jerking off nonstop.
It wasn't.
I couldn't contain myself. It was plastered with cream.
It wasn't cum stains, but it was. I had to clean the walls before I left. I didn't want them to charge me. I probably shouldn't put my foot on this because it's probably going to make noise, whatever.
No, whatever. It's fine.
Anyway, so you, Fauntleroy here. Oh, yeah, we didn't even say who we are.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Nobody knows
which was which? Who knows?
Who is who?
Who's who? Say it in the comments right now. Let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna reveal it, okay? Pause the video. I wasn't paused. You didn't pause it. It didn't freeze.
Oh.
Who are you? As he's drinking, I'm going to say I'm Fauntleroy. Off the jump.
A bit of water in my mouth.
On the jump, I'm going to say I'm Fauntleroy. This is a face reveal, actually. No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows the voice behind the noise. The nose.
Yeah. Turn sideways, and then you're just like a big.
Because I feel like I talk through my nose a lot, so I'm very nasally.
We did the Jewish check. Good job.
Yep.
You're 50% Jewish. Yeah, 50% Jewish. Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah. Obviously, I'm Borley-Borlstein. Everyone's seen me.
You've seen
I mean, nobody's seen me. Even.
Yeah, on this channel.
They actually have been seeing Barley.
Yeah, they have been seeing Barley. Yeah.
If you watch to the end of my To the Moon review, Barley made a guest appearance.
Oh, did he really? I haven't seen it yet because I was busy coming down here, but
you know.
Well, actually, I watched the whole stream too.
You were there for the stream.
I was there when it happened, so I'm like, I saw it already.
The spirit of Barley took over me at one point during the stream, and I had to go leave some hate comments on the author of the game I was playing.
When he's if you don't know the context, Borley was playing through, I don't know, like, what would you call it? I mean, it's just a normal game.
It's an RPG Maker story game.
Yeah, it's an RPG Maker story game. That's exactly what I was going to say, actually. And he was going through it. I think he was having a pretty good time, and then just got a little confused. Kind of started. It wasn't really driving with it. Then it gets to it's supposed to only be like 4 hours long or something.
Yeah, the stream was like 5 fucking hours.
The stream was 5 hours, so the game was supposed
stopping to rant.
Yeah, surprise! This never happened.
If I watch a movie, if I listen to a song, if I show you any kind of art, I never take time to stop the experience to talk about it.
No, you'll just watch it the whole way through.
And I'm silent.
No interruptions.
I'm completely silent.
He's a silent partner in the movie watching experience.
Because I respect the art.
Yeah, and the artist.
And the artist. I gotta go. I think the comment is that I have to look. I don't have like a non-logged in thing to go look to see if I can even see my comment.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I went.
Did you actually upvote it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I gave it one upvote.
Oh, I'm going to show my shirt before we forget. So I have a racist shirt here. Sorry. Feed a man corn. He eats for a day. Here we go. Teach him to grow corn. He kills you and steals your land. And then we have horny anime American Indian woman and a pilgrim.
I mean, they're eye fucking each other. There's no other way of putting that. Like they're engaging in a John Smith Pocahontas ERP session as soon as that.
That's how I got here.
Got done. That's true.
That's how I got here.
That's true.
You know, I'm a member of an American Indian tribe, federally recognized. You can't take that away from me, no matter the color of my skin. So get fucked, everyone else.
I wish I had that for my like Filipino-ness, because people tell me like, you're not XYZ. It's like, motherfucker, like, fair, but like also
that's wrong. Don't say that.
You're wrong. Fuck you.
Fuck them. I mean, you can just tell them to get along in the situation, because there's no point in arguing with retards.
Right.
But
in general,
just know in your heart that they're wrong.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And then put this in their urethra.
Okay, perfect.
This is you can't see it. This is
like a little key or something.
This is a SIM unlocker for a phone.
Oh, that's right.
You put it in the side to push the SIM.
Got it.
Out.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have your little thing here actually. The only thing that I keep on my desk is this thing that Father gave me from Africa or some fucking shit. I don't know.
Some nerd made them, like little woodblock things. I
don't know.
They got it in like a coffee shop. But I like unique things. That's my thing. Like whenever I gift something.
Well, it's the only thing that isn't trash on my desk. Look at it. Look at everything else that I have.
Yeah, I'm a polite guest. I wasn't gonna say anything. I just observe. I observe and report. To myself.
This is bitch. I live like this.
Like actually, I'm kind of. Well, I'm not to say this is bad, but like. I don't know. I don't care. Like,
obviously, if I live in this messy room, obviously I need therapy.
The game.
The board game.
The game.
I finally got this from my dad. I stole it from Mujikanovic in high school.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
I told her beforehand I was gonna steal it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to take this in the last day of school. And she's like, oh, okay. Because I was the only person who expressed interest in it in like 16 years probably.
Yeah.
Because this game has to be like 30 years old.
Yeah, I was wondering.
It's like a Cold War era game. All the questions in it are like Soviet children and Western children.
How do you play Therapy the game?
I've had to make, there's no rules. I've had to make up the rules. Honestly, it is playable. Just like therapy. Yeah, I have to make up the rules. Well, there are some... Well, therapy technically doesn't have rules, but it has guidelines and a code of ethics, depending on what distinction you come from. If you're like a licensed marriage therapist, or if you're
what school of therapy?
Yeah, if you're a social worker, LMFT, or LPC, licensed professional counselor, licensed marriage and family therapist, and social worker. And I come from the social worker one, which means that I have the strictest code of ethics, because social work is the only fucking branch that actually fucking has a national anything going on.
Which is so unfortunate. Like, it has something going on, and I feel like that's not even enough.
No, it's not at all. There's no union or anything. It's dog shit. I don't see how they could even have a union, because there's just... Social work is the most diverse of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an LPC or an LMFT, you're only doing that shit.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Like, if you're a social worker, it's like, I could go into hospice right now.
Yep.
Like, hospice is booming.
LPC, I know what that means.
LPC, that ain't the shit for me. Everyone that has an LPC degree, they're like, I wish I went to social work instead.
So what's LPC? Licensed
professional counselor. So that's like the traditional route to become a therapist.
Got it.
So everyone that has an LPC that I know is like, oh, I wish I went social work instead. So I just had options.
Yeah.
And also like, LCSW is just a way cooler. Licensed clinical social worker is just a way cooler title than just, because LPC and LMFT, their training license are just LMFT IT in training, LPC IT in training, but. For social worker, I have my own master's level that isn't like an in training technically, because like because I'm a CAPSW in the state of Wisconsin, which is a certified advanced practice social worker. But when I'm fully licensed, then I'm an LCSW, but that's only for mental health. I could become like a independent social worker, but that isn't.
Like,
how
would you go about that?
Yeah, why would I want that when I'm like the mental health one is the LCSW.
Right.
There's like school social workers, so they don't even give a shit about being LCSWs, because like why would they even care? They're not even doing therapy. That kind of shit. But
so what are they doing in a school then?
They're just doing school social. It's a different kind of thing basically. They're just doing like, when you see those counselors in school, that's what they could be or what they are generally.
Got it.
That kind of thing.
Did you like the one that we had in our school?
I have a story about that. You're talking about what was the guy in my homeroom? What was the guy in our homeroom that we were in a group with for health class? and we made him say funny
are we
shit.
doxing?
Don't dox him, but just what?
I remember.
Oh, David was his first
Yeah,
name.
David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we made him say Kawasaki Desu, and he was reading it,
was supposed
and
to
he's
be
like, I don't
hilarious.
even know how to say
No,
this.
it was. Well, no, we had. Okay, I mean, let's get into that one. I think that's kind of a good story, actually.
Oh my!
'Cause
That was the
we
height
were-
of my insanity in high school.
Actually, yeah, that
We
was.
went to the
that
grocery
time
store.
Was, yeah.
To the grocery store.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So there was a peer pressure project
Yeah.
in what was
It-
that
It
class?
was health class.
It was not health
Well,
class.
that's what it was labeled as. That's what they told us it was. But it was supposed to be a health class. I feel like we got more misinformation in that class than
That
anything.
information.
Like, it was
Honestly.
insane, actually. Like, looking back at it, that was...
Yeah.
Like, he must have just hated...
He hated me.
Oh, he
You
definitely
remember?
hated
You remember when
There's
the doctor...
there's a lot of really good stories about how that teacher hated...
Oh,
Totally.
dude! Not only did that teacher hate me, but the speech teacher also hated me.
Well, he hated anyone
hated
that wasn't a
everyone,
sycophant.
Yeah,
He hated anyone that had a brain in their head.
He hated anyone that was not religious.
Yeah.
And then also had a brain. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that guy sucked.
He
They both did.
eventually came to respect me, the speech teacher, though, because I had to have him like 3 fucking times.
Got it.
I failed speech class.
I took a college course and just got that point.
Oh, yeah.
Got that satiated. And I aced that. Oh, weird.
Yeah, speech.
fuck yourself.
Yeah, speech class in college was amazing because.
Oh, I had the same guy actually that you did.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you go to UW Manitowoc?
I didn't go, but I went for that class.
Oh.
Just so I could get the
that
class,
guy.
the high school.
I'm friends with him on
credit.
Facebook actually.
He was a cool guy. It looked like.
He's an amazing guy.
Because he was the theater teacher and had
the performance
Georgian
talent.
accent.
Yeah, he was like
sounded
somewhere kind of from the south or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, because he had that thick
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of accent.
Yeah, it's actually I know why he wasn't kept on. So it's 2 major reasons.
Okay.
One, the Scott Walker 300 million UW system budget cuts were happening, right? So they
Got
were
it.
looking to cut a lot of people.
Got it.
So a lot of like deans were getting moved down to their previous professor positions.
Oh.
And one of the deans at UW Manitowoc was previously the theater teacher.
Got it.
So that's the
Oh.
thing. The second thing
Yeah.
is that another professor from UW Green Bay came to observe the professor that we both had, and when he came, he corrected the observing professor
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I actually looked it up later
Like,
to see which one was
guilt a
right.
little bit.
And
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, uh-oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But in all the capacities, though, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
You know.
He should have just got demoted to student.
Yeah, he should have got demoted to student and then had to pay money to go. You know, it wouldn't have been that bad because
and then he could
because
recoup the losses.
because UW Manitowoc was the cheapest school in the state
Right.
for the UW system anyway.
Right.
You know, like that was the one thing that they would have banners of like
Oh,
every
we're the
other school you
cheapest
go to.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, there was a hallway of the banner, the cost of every
from
other
the bank.
UW school.
Yeah.
And then UW Manitowoc, fucking
Yeah.
like $3,800 a semester. Average or whatever the fuck.
That's funny.
You know,
Well,
it's
I
like-
guess
I actually
something.
because of the minority retention grant, the Pell grants, and
Yeah.
some fucking thing. I actually made
That's awesome.
money going there.
Right.
But I also took out loans because like I knew I was gonna need money when I went to Madison.
Okay.
You know, that was always the plan, was going to Madison
Yeah.
because they have an internal guaranteed transfer program as long
Got
as you
it.
pass your classes.
Got it.
And do all your shit right, then you
Yeah.
can transfer to any UW school. But
Yeah.
they have, each school has its own different criteria, and UW Madison had slightly higher criteria than the next hardest to get in school, which would have been UW Milwaukee.
Okay.
And all my friends were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Milwaukee or GB or whatever. It's like, I don't know if I can get into Madison. I was like,
So Milwaukee's harder than Madison, you're saying?
no, Milwaukee was the next hardest school to get
Got
into
it.
in terms of the guaranteed transfer program and
Got
what they
it.
required.
Got it.
Yeah, there was, yeah, it was interesting, but yeah, it was, I don't know, I got like, I had highest honors in for my associate's degree. I actually got my associates, which actually helped. Seems stupid to get an associate's when you're getting a bachelor's degree,
Right.
but it helped because in order to go to UW-Madison, you need to have a class that is dedicated to minority, has a primary minority
Emphasis.
yeah. And none of my classes per the syllabus qualify.
Right.
But because I got my
The
associates,
Yeah.
that requirement at UW-Madison was waived by, I still remember this, it says it's called like a DARS report to see how you're going to graduate or whatever, and it says waived by dean action. So because I had my associates, it technically meant that I had enough experience in learning about non-white people that it was okay. Me being a non-white person myself, as you can see.
As you can clearly see.
Borley is not white. If you call me white, I will kill you.
Yeah. Legally.
Yeah, legally.
He legally
I have my card
it's
over
It's part of reparations.
Yeah, no, I don't have it over here. It's actually, I have my board game store.
How do you not have your race card on you at all
It's in my wallet. Here, you distract them while I go grab it quickly.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about the, because we had a health class together, actually, so, that's what we were talking about originally before he started going off
Rudely interrupted.
On how smart and cool he is.
There you go. It doesn't matter.
What is it?
It's just my little race card. It expires. That's the coolest
part. It has a goddamn fucking name on it.
I know. Whatever.
Okay, well, everyone.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
the
other people watching.
Google my name.
No, yeah, true.
They're gonna find.
It has your file number. Oh my god, they're gonna steal your identity. They're gonna steal your race.
Well, look at what my enrollment number is. Look how low it is.
That's so 31 people before you enrolled.
I don't know if that's what it means. So my tribe applied for federal recognition in 1970 and was recognized in 1972. So it might be possible that I am the 32nd person in the tribe. It might be that,
at least on paper or whatever, like.
Yeah, so like another thing is that if you are born to a person who is on the registry rolls, you're automatically enrolled. I mean, if you're born to anyone in the tribe, then you can be a part of it. I mean, I have a picture of my dad here. I'm not going to show that, but yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fucking perm haircut.
Yeah, it's so funny. It looks very similar to how my dad was like back in the day. I mean, you know, everyone
it was the
like,
times.
kind of looks that. Yeah, I think he had the perm too.
So we were in health class.
We had that health class.
Yeah.
So we had to do a skit. So we had to write a skit showing how to deny peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure.
Yep. Yeah. So it was like, and it was a very simple prompt. I don't know if he told us that we
could do anything.
We could do anything? Okay.
As long as it wasn't like breaking the law. Like it would just be like, what does somebody pressure you to do?
Right.
And how do you effectively turn that down?
Yeah. And everyone had the same, that's what I'm saying, is like there was a similar prompt that he gave, like, you know, this is what you can do. And obviously people,
it's like, oh, do you want to do drugs?
Lacking creativity.
Do you want to have sex? Do you want to like there was one that was interesting.
Or is the punch
I
one?
know, yeah. You want to say it or should I?
I mean, I think even better. Why don't we
act it out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the first one. Hey Stephanie, do you want to go streaking down the street?
No, I don't want people to see my parts anymore.
Come on, it was really fun. We did it last weekend. Let's go again.
No, I would like to, but I just don't want people to see my parts anymore.
You're no fun. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Bye. My parts!
That wasn't... She was described... This is such a conservative, puritanical fucking school and teacher.
It's a public school, by the way.
Yeah,
public school.
Yeah.
Like,
but still, it was conservative, and then the teacher was like probably religious.
Oh, the teacher, 1,025%.
Yeah. But, so like, she's not saying like, I don't want people seeing my ass, my pussy, my boobs, my parts. She's like she's a Lego character.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the parts is what. I mean, that's the thing that solidified in my mind. Is just my parts.
I think I remember who that was. Anymore. I think she was the girl who was.
She was a very nobody to me. Was she Mormon? I don't.
She was
someone that was so off my radar.
She was
I have
one
no
of the
clue.
few. She was one of the few people who was some other religion. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. She was okay.
Yeah, I mean, not to say negative things. It's just didn't really care.
The only person I remember in that class, well, Anna sat in front of me.
Yeah.
And she ate all my pepperonis one time.
Why?
That was pepperonis. I can't believe that. I don't know why I let her have my pepperonis. It's fucking bullshit. But
women and their pepperoni, man.
Yeah, but
insatiable.
Lacey, did she sit behind me in that class? Like at one time,
I think we were like all next to each
other.
I've never cluster.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told this particular thing or if anyone ever saw this happen. She's behind me, and she's like growling, and she's like, Barley, I'm a dragon, I'm gonna eat you. And it's like, mind you, like, Lacey was like, she was like a preppy kind of student generally.
Kind of, but I think she was friends with.
She was fucking weirdo though.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I'm just like, mind you, I'm usually the weird
You're
person.
the weird one in
In
the
high
room,
school,
yeah.
I was the weirdo. And there's this girl behind me who's like, she's pretty tall.
Yeah.
She generally seemed like kind of in
Jock-
what she
jockish,
wore,
preppy,
yeah,
yeah.
preppy jock kind of thing, you know, like from a nicer family kind of thing.
And
And here she is, she's like,
dragon eating people.
she's like, I'm a dragon, I'm gonna eat you.
She's have a nice upbringing. How
Yeah.
can you be a dragon eating people?
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
make
she's
any
gonna,
sense.
you know, honestly, in modern times, if 32-year-old me goes back in time, I am fucking instantly. That's hot. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a 32-year-old fucking.
16, but
yeah,
it's,
that's wrong.
It's like, well, because she's a dragon,
Yeah.
she would be like 1,000 years old.
So it's
looking
okay.
like a 16-year-old.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't do
got
that in
there.
modern times because I don't have sex with underage girls. That's wrong.
It's disgusting. And
We
horrible.
don't. Barley likes that, but not Barley.
I-
Barley loves that. Barley E6 Silverwolf on Honkai Star Rail, a character who's clearly underage. So I don't know. We should not approve of Barley as anything.
We disavow Barley's actions
Yeah, we hate him.
125%.
We hate Barley.
We do not.
Yeah.
We do not stand. But let's circle back to because I really wish this was recorded because this is one of the.
She did. Don't you remember?
But I'm just oh yeah, it was recorded.
He recorded
all
That's
of them.
it.
That's
He
right.
recorded them, and then we asked for
something.
hours, and he
Yeah.
said something happened with
Yeah.
the tape.
He thought it was so unserious.
So
it was the best one.
It was the best one.
I do remember it was recorded. Oh my
So
god.
So the project was peer pressure, and I am not somebody.
Stupid.
So Fauntleroy.
Oh my god.
Fauntleroy is indulging my mental illness at the time. Okay, so I have a burgeoning mental illness in high school that will only get worse, and nobody knows. You know,
Yeah.
I you know, and so Fauntleroy and I go to the grocery store, and I remember telling Fauntleroy, do you know what I said?
No, I don't remember
When I
this
saw how
part.
expensive how food was.
I don't know.
I remember saying, I was like, no wonder people in Africa are starving. Look how expensive food is. As if it's cost
In America,
the same.
yeah, as if it's the same fucking thing, and that's why they're starving. That's so fucking. That's actually funny though. Like, you're so stupid.
I know. Look, I live my life is like if nobody is gonna say the dumb thing that I think is funny,
Yeah.
I'll be that monkey.
You'll be the brave one.
I'll
to
be
say
that,
it.
you know, like low tier god.
Yeah.
I'll be that monkey.
I'll be your monkey.
I'll be that monkey. I'll be that monkey. I have no shame in it. I want to see the world laugh.
Yeah.
Mostly, I just want to see myself laugh, and if anyone else gets the joke, I guess that's okay.
That's kind of how I am when
Yeah.
it comes to a lot of my humor, like, because no one will entertain you more than you will yourself.
True.
And if anyone else is like caught in that sphere, perfect.
Mm-hmm,
Otherwise, okay. So what was our skit?
So we bought a bunch of food products, and then I think we went to St. Vinny's, and I got a Boston Classics, and I also bought
tape
tape,
cassette.
and I got a boombox.
Yeah.
And our peer pressure, we wrote the script out.
I do
So
remember
we told him, don't worry,
Yeah,
we got it all
this
done.
out. Yeah,
we printed out and gave it to him.
Because we're in a group project, and then
3 people.
somebody was put in our group.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was like.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way
Yeah.
that there's no way that someone chose to be in our fucking group.
I mean,
right? Or was
Dave and I, we were in homeroom together.
Okay.
So we talked every day.
Okay.
So like.
Okay, so you had that rapport.
Yeah.
So maybe okay.
So yeah, he had a little bit of trust.
Got it.
He had a little bit of trust because I gave
Poor
it to him
guy.
during homeroom, and he's like, I don't know how to pronounce half these words because I was like, one of the things that we had David say, which was, or no, I think you were like, do you remember when we were super Kawasaki Desu
Well, no,
or
it's supposed to
something?
be Kawaii Desu.
Kawaii Desu, but he was like
But he read it as
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
He read it as
He read Kawaii as Kawasaki.
He was not a weeb. He did not know. And he's like, he's like, I don't even know half these words. He's like, just read it phonetically.
Read it
then.
as you can. Yeah. Do your best.
So we would just prompt David with like these ridiculous things, like, "Do you remember when?"
Oh my
and
God,
then it
I
would be like,
remember
"We were
this now.
Kawaii
It's like
Desu."
all coming back to me.
Do
yeah.
you remember when We
did we do a Howard Dean thing in there? Didn't
do you remember when we were gonna take back the White House? We all did that. Do you remember when we were gonna take back the White House and we did that? And then he would say we would have to wait for him, and he was so stilted. He's like, I do remember that, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So he's like the straight man, and we're insane.
Insanity. Mind you, didn't we had the lights turned off, and we had like some light thing. I remember it being like it
was an audio visual experience.
Yes,
because we actually played the tape. Do you remember when we used to listen to Boston More Than a Feeling? And then we clicked it, and then we started playing it for like 20 seconds, and then stopped, and then he's like, I do remember that, but I don't want to listen to it anymore.
And so the moral of the story is there is no such thing as a free lunch. He thought that he was gonna get an easy assignment. No, if you're stuck with us, you gotta go through the fucking ringer. All right.
Well, we also told him not to do any work. We told him not to do any work.
That's what I'm saying. He thought that I'm getting this free.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
This free grade. Yeah. You know what we did though? I mean, we
took all you had to do was read the script.
Yeah, all you had to do was follow the damn train.
To follow the train, CJ.
CJ.
The only other thing I remember in that class, the only time that teacher ever had any semblance of a positive feeling towards me ever.
Wow.
Was when he was talking about wearing seatbelts.
Okay. And
then he asked, he's like, oh, how many of you wear your seatbelt? Oh, like half the students raise their hands. Mm-hmm. And then he says, how many of you make sure your passengers are wearing seatbelts? Nobody raised their hands. I didn't even think I raised my. I was probably sleeping, honestly. I slept, and then whenever
or at least sleepwalking.
I wasn't paying attention.
Nightmare.
Adam raises his hand, and he's like, oh, you do? And he's like, no, but every time I get in Borley's car, he makes me wear my seatbelt.
Aww.
And he's like, you didn't even wear your hand to raise your seatbelt. Yeah, I don't, unless I'm in his car. And it was so funny that
that's nice.
I was the only person responsible enough to make people wear their seatbelts. Yeah. And the only reason I did that is because my dad would always go, oh, are y'all buckled up? And that was it. So I was like, are y'all buckled up? I was like, okay, I'm not leaving until you are.
Oh, that's funny. It. Yeah.
So I'm a responsible person, but that teacher thought I was an idiot. That teacher hated me.
He hated just teaching, I think. The one thing I remember, and it's this irrational fear I carry to this day, or like a thought, I guess. He told us that for an STD test. Do you remember this?
Oh god, that was the worst part of that class.
Do you remember this? I mean, anything that had to do with sex was bad.
Oh yeah.
But you? He passed around this little thing that was like a little swab, and he's like, they're gonna stick this down your urethra as an STD test.
Wow. I don't remember that part. I do remember like it was basically the Mean Girls movie.
Yes.
Where it was like you're gonna get pregnant and die.
If you have sex, you'll get pregnant and die.
That was basically it, except it wasn't that ridiculous. It was like if you have sex, you have the risk of getting all of these horrible STDs. Yeah. But like I was actually excited for the class because I was like, oh, we're finally gonna learn how STDs
finally gonna learn how to have sex.
And it's like I didn't learn anything. All I learned was that if you have sex, you're getting STD and die, and they're gonna put a cotton swab down your urethra.
It was like a metal cotton swab, and he made us all pass it around, Well, yeah. Now I'm remembering. It's like unlocking latent memories, like, cause he had all these. Well, I'm debating which one I want to go to.
I know where you're going.
If we want to go to the doctor.
No, go to the other one.
Well, there was the one.
We'll go to the doctor because that explains why he hates me the most.
Well, okay. Well, what's the other one that you're thinking of?
Well, the other one is just all the other people that he had come on.
Yeah.
All the guest speakers.
Yeah.
I think like half the class was guest speakers.
I think they were my headcanon.
Well, they were supposedly court ordered. They were supposedly court ordered.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, they were court ordered.
They have to go to schools. Like, see, my thing is, they were like college students, even though they're like older. Some of them were older people, but like
they were looking for roles.
Yeah.
He paid him like $20 afterwards, like because there was that one guy who's like, I had life by the balls.
They're like theater. Like, do you remember that guy?
And you had to write a letter to them thanking them for showing up.
That's right.
And I would be like, I really liked hearing how you had life by the balls. That was what I wrote to that guy.
There was the one person who said that. Or was it the actual teacher that said it about when it came to seatbelts? Like, they knew someone or they did, like, basically they got into a car crash and if they had their seatbelt on, they wouldn't have been able to get out of the way and not die in like a T accident.
Maybe. Yeah, there was a lot of them that were like vehicular or drunk driving, drunk mistakes, like, yeah.
But anyways, there was a teacher, or a doctor from the area who basically his whole not shtick, but like his reason for being there was we all had to write questions and then he would answer them as a doctor. You know, like,
mind you, that guy. I'm a little vindicated. That guy was a pervert.
He's a bit of a quack. I know
that
him.
guy was a. Oh,
I know him.
Okay, but I don't know him. So you can go after this then.
Well,
but that guy was a pervert because he was talking about how when women were horny to us in high school.
That is so.
And I still remember that.
That is so that guy.
That guy was such a fucking weirdo.
No, because he.
Well, let's finish the other part. So we're writing the questions.
Yeah. So we had to write questions.
So obviously I wrote in a question that was a little strange.
No.
But I wrote in a question.
What?
I wrote in a question that I saw a YouTube video.
I was wondering what the onus of that was.
Like, of fucking somebody who had brain maggots. And I'm like, how do you survive having brain... I mean, now we have somebody who's...
someone who's going to be in the cabinet.
Who's in the cabinet of health who has... The maggot died because it ran out of brain to eat. So I'm vindicated. Yeah. But my question was, how do you deal with brain maggots? Because that was a video I saw online of like somebody who had brain maggots. I'm like, how do you... That's horrifying. So it wasn't... I mean, it was ridiculous, but it's like... That was what I saw. That was the only thing everything else is like, oh, STDs, you die.
Like, you know? So I guess maybe if you even wrote, like, I saw a video of blah, blah, blah,
I didn't explain it at all. No, all I ever wrote was, how do you deal with brain maggots?
So mind you, okay... Let's go through the day. We all come in. Doctor's sitting in the front of the room. We all sit down. Like, okay, here's Dr. Ding Dong to tell us to read your viewer questions. Oh, and by the way, I normally quote I normally don't screen these.
Only in our class, only with me.
But I looked through them and I found one. And whoever wrote this, please be serious. And then he reads it. So what was the question? Like, how do you
deal with brain maggots?
How do you deal with brain
do you remember what I remember what he exactly said. He said, "You're an idiot and grow up."
I remember that part.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm 34 years old. I have never heard anyone in my life.
It's incredible.
I can tell you. When he said that, he went on the fucking list. If I came to school and shot anyone, I was killing him.
Oh my god.
That guy went on the fucking list that day.
I think in D&D dwarves have like a list or something.
Yeah, the list of grudges.
Yeah.
It's going in the book.
Yeah, you're going in the book. So, yeah, I thought that was really funny. I don't normally screen these, but since I have fucking
this me who's like who's deconstructing every day. Now, mind you, he didn't. So one time I was walking in the hall, past his class. He's standing there at the doorway, and this other guy, he was a year ahead of me. This is like when I was like, I am looking for an excuse to just fucking
de-exist,
do some shit, Yeah. And this guy, I don't know, he basically shoulder checks me in the hall, and it's packed. I remember this guy. I don't really have any negative feelings about him, but I don't know what the fuck was his problem.
Yeah, he was having a bad day.
So I just stop. I turn around and I just say, "The fuck's your problem?" as pissed as I can.
Yeah.
He keeps walking, and I look over and I see this teacher, that we're talking about, and I look at him and he looks at me. I'm like, I just keep walking. It's like. I was like, you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get worse from here, Grandpa. Get out of the way.
It's only gonna get worse.
Because I want to say though, like he had a bald spot that was like a little tiny piece of hair here, and then he had the hair rim growing here where he looked like he had devil horns. Do you remember that?
I vaguely do. I mean, I picture him as being like mostly bald, or like even like
it wasn't that bad at the time. No, it wasn't that bad. No, he had hair all here, but there was a tiny bald spot in the front.
Got it.
But then he had a border of hair where his hairline used to be, and the little hair particles he had going down like devil horns.
Got it.
I have no idea why he did that.
Well, yeah, because he's a devil. He's a devil in disguise. He's a little devilish.
It's always human. It's always the religious folks.
It's just the most obvious thing.
God, what's wrong with him? The guy had problems.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to
school?
Get into?
I don't know. don't know.
Does that naturally segue with anything?
No, not at all. Not that I can
Okay.
think of.
Well, one thing I wanted to talk about was so it's the new year. New Year's coming up, and one thing I don't know. I'm big on like self-improvement and like you can work on yourself type stuff, but I hate, I guess, the arbitrary nature of like New Year's resolutions. Like, oh, it's the new year. Now is the time. Now is the time that I'm fixing my life.
This is gonna be
my year. This is gonna be my year.
This is the second time in the podcast where we said the same thing at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that one's a given, but like I think the other one was more.
The other one was like.
The other one was
like pregnant pause, and then we both said the same thing. No problem.
Yeah. That one was a given.
We were geniuses.
Yeah, but we were in sync. Backstreet's back in sync.
All right.
But
Backstreet's back. All right.
But Oh.
So where are you going with this? You hate New Year's resolutions.
I hate New Year's resolutions. Where it affects me is I'll say casual gym goer, right? Like,
the New Year's, there's 1 million neighbors at the gym now.
I call them either the resolutioners or the New Year's resolutioners, because there's 1 million people there and they're all like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, it's the worst time to go to the gym. It's so
terrible.
It's so annoying.
Now we can see your cock.
Thank you.
Do you like that? Or should I bring it back up? Yeah.
That doesn't matter to me.
Okay, good.
If it's what the people want, let them.
I've been doing sit-ups and push-ups and all sorts of shit. I look like ass right now because the shirt is so big. And I've been drinking and eating all day. Where it's like I actually have an indentation. I actually look pretty good on every other day but today. Yeah. So I feel insecure now. Thank you for I'm gonna need to go. Now I need to go.
You gotta go fix your life in the gym.
I need to go to the gym.
It's December 31st. Go there tomorrow and ruin my day.
And feel better, yeah.
Fucking just get in the fucking way. And the thing is, because like I'm the kind of person that like, I mean, I have a couple different gym jags, but like,
what does that mean?
Like, have you ever like?
I don't know. No, I don't go to the gym.
Have you ever heard of what a
jag is? Is that like a cigarette?
Google it. JAG. I'm
gonna get canceled.
It could be wrong. Well, because it's like a tangent almost. Like
it's a TV show.
Define jag. I know it's a TV show.
I'm trying to be stupid.
Yeah, I know you are.
A sharp projection stab, pierce, prick. She jagged herself in the mouth. Is that
so like something that's annoying?
Yeah.
Like it bothers me.
Oh, I'm jagging. I'm unrestrained.
Oh, to be completely unrestrained. Yeah,
that's me every day.
That's the context that I think.
I mean, that's barley. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a barley moment.
It's a barley moment.
But so this is I have a couple
gym
jags
where it's
like a bunch of like things that just fucking annoy me. So the New Year's resolutioners. Great, you're going to improve yourself. Perfect. The thing is, you're not going to be there in 2 weeks. So stop fucking wait. Don't waste your time. Go do it.
Get off my machine.
Go do it in the middle
Get
of
out of the hot tub.
Get out of the hot tub.
That's where you're at. The hot tub.
My routine is I call it the 1661.
16 minutes on a machine.
In the gym.
61 in the hot tub.
And the truly
you're gonna live till 89 with that routine.
The funniest part of it is. It's more than 61 minutes that I'm in that hot tub. I spend a lot of fucking time in that hot tub. Because I have this, so I just have this full of cold
water. Let me
water.
get the other thing you get. Okay, you keep talking. I'm gonna go get the other thing.
All right. So the New Year's resolutioners I can't stand. The other thing that it bothers me. Okay.
Okay, the other thing Fauntleroy has is
they're really nice.
The Jabra 10 Plus Elite that I have shilled to him because these things are great.
Yeah, that's one of the few. He said the few things he would recommend to someone, and I agree with that.
I never recommend anything, but it's great.
They're really, really nice. I use them all the time because like headphones, the ones that go in your ears, like really kind of bother you. They can be like too big.
True.
But
that's into me in a second.
So I sit in the hot tub with those, and also a giant thing of like ice cold water. So, so I go to kind of people in the area call it like a bougier gym. I mean,
if there's a hot tub, then that sounds pretty fancy to me.
It's pretty nice. Yeah. It's so one of the reasons why I do like paying the extra is I'm gonna say exclusivity in the sense of I don't like Planet Fitness because it's like there's just too many people. It's just too much shit going all over the place or whatever. The reason I like the place that I go to is there are two gym areas. There's like one main gym and what I call the basement gym. Like you go down some stairs and then it's just like off in
Is
like
the basement like weights and like other kind of like free shit, or
it's free weights. It's like pretty much free weights. There's a bench press. There's a thing that you can like do hanging type stuff, and then some treadmills and whatever the steppy version of a treadmill is.
Oh, I know the elliptical.
Yeah, no elliptical. There is an elliptical.
The stair stepper.
Stair stepper. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like more bare bones type stuff, and it's out of the way. So for me, if you go to the downstairs gym, you already have that mutual understanding of you don't want to deal with people, because you're going out of the way to not deal with the main gym area. The main gym area is like it's glass, you can see into it, and it's crowded, and everyone's just like eye fucking each other. And one time the downstairs.
Jesus. Now I don't want to go to the gym anymore. I was going to get a gym membership with my friend in the area. Now I don't want to go anymore.
No, you definitely should.
I have too much social agoraphobia for this.
I strongly recommend. Well, the thing is, I'm like kidding, and it's actually kind of projection, right? Like I'm so like people watchy. So like I'm like always like looking at other people, and then it's like it's kind of funny. Then I catch them looking at me, But see, the funny thing is, I'm gonna go a little bit on a tangent with that, because I always had that kind of anxiety of like, oh my god, like people are looking at me, they're laughing at me, but it's like, you know what? I'm probably kind of hot. Like why don't you just like, even if it's delusional thinking, it's better to have that level of thinking.
It's better to be the
like,
King Cobra JFS than it is the insecure. No,
yeah.
I mean that's not my like. My social agoraphobia is my fear. It's the same thing actually with like. So I took like an autism thing a while ago, because I was like, I'm not autistic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
I know I have some problems.
Yeah.
Because I have some rigid thinking when it comes to things, and the thing that I am anxious about is the same thing that I have any autism related symptoms towards, is expectations for what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So so when I go to a place and I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
Just like, not having that comfortability of like not knowing what the fuck am I supposed to be doing now?
Yeah.
And just kind of like looking around and be like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing right now? Like, and that can go away after just doing something like once.
Right.
Or if like I just go with somebody else, like then I usually don't have any problems at all. But like I am never gonna like go to a place by myself. I mean, I will say, like, I got over that a little bit, because, like, I would go to the movie theater by myself. That was a big thing. Like, I would go every Sunday to the AMC. I would take the bus when we didn't have a car and we lived downtown. And I would just go down there and go see a movie, like, by myself.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. So, like, I've gotten over it in a lot of ways, but I don't know if I would go to the gym myself, because, like, going to that just sucks.
Nice. I like it.
You like it? See, I want to go with somebody else where I can talk to them and, like, give... Because, like, I cannot pace myself. So, like, when I'm working out at home, I can't pace myself.
So define campaign, because I can see that going two ways.
Well, I gotta go a million. Yeah, like I do a bunch of shit, and then I'm just like, I just want to do it all and be done. But if I have someone else there, it's like, oh, I do some shit. Oh, shut the fuck up, because that's all. Because it's so miserable. But if I'm talking to someone else, then it's like, okay, now I'm having a little break.
Yeah.
And then okay, now I'll do my next set. Like then I can.
Yeah.
But if I'm just by myself, it's like I just want to get this shit over with.
Right.
Because it's like
because it's a miserable.
It's like doing the dishes.
Right.
Like I only feel good about it when I'm done.
When it's done. I like doing. But okay, no, I'm sorry, I was really blunt there. But the reason I say right. But the reason I say that because
I'm offended.
Because you see people. Because I'll see people at the gym and that's what they're doing. They're like, I need to get to 10. So they're like,
okay, well I'm not fucking retarded like that.
Because the thing is, okay, now this is where
I try to do the right form.
That's the thing. That's because the thing is like, it's not just about doing the fucking number. It's you gotta work the actual muscles. You gotta go control up and down. Yes. It's the Josh Newmeyer approach. That is a person. That's awesome.
That is a person we can dox because one, I think he's dead. Two, he's
alive and well.
He's not well. I can tell you right now, he's not well. I've seen pictures of this guy 8 years ago. If he looks anything like he looked like 8 years ago, he is not well.
He's living.
He's alive though, I guess. But I remember in gym class, fucking Josh is like bragging that he's so much stronger than me. Because he would
and then drops
and then he would just let his arms get ripped off.
So it's like
fucking stupid.
Leaves a fucking Looney Tunes hole in the
and the machines would smash, and everyone would look over and it would be like, "Yo, I'm stronger than you." He would look up and be like, "Yo, I'm stronger than you. Also, you can't do that."
Idiot.
It was like, okay, like I don't. Dude, we're only in a group together because there's nobody else to be in a group with, dog. Like I don't care. Like Holy shit.
But yeah, I see people like that all the time, and it's funny because yeah, it's just for me. I just go and it's like I have a couple different. I have like a routine, you know, like I have a certain amount of sets that I'll do, and then anything extra is like bonus, you know. And then
sometimes I'll have stamina for before you hit the. You know how much time you have? The 16 minutes.
I haven't had anything by 16
so maybe
minutes.
You should go faster.
I could because if you go a little bit,
then you can do more exercise before you get to the 61.
And the funny thing is, like, I swear to God, it really doesn't take that much time. But like, the thing for me is like, as long as I do some vague regularity, I call it. So like, even if I go like once a week. It doesn't have to be the same day.
That's the ideal for me.
It doesn't have to be the same day even. But like, as long as I go once a week, I'm good. And then sometimes I'll have like, it's an incentive where it's like I want to have a little treat after. It's like, okay, now we'll do a couple extra sets, you know, and it's like incentivized that way. I gotta earn it or whatever.
So you're both the sub and the dom.
Oh, I gotta.
You're like, oh, you little fat piggy, you want that ice cream? Yeah, you work for it, piggy.
Earn it.
Yeah,
you gotta earn it. And now I know why people are staring at me because I'm saying that in the mirror. As I'm working
You're engaging in both fetish roleplay that it sounds and it appears schizophrenic. Yeah, you know. So what you really need is you need Barley's coming out with this. Barley's coming out with his dom tapes. Where it motivates you to work and exercise your ass off.
So it's not weird.
So look for it's not weird if you're saying it yourself, but it's even less weird if Barley's saying it. Yeah. So look out for that. Barley is going to have his Dom Daddy tapes coming out where he's motivating you to do the things in life that you're too much of a coward to do. Coming to you in a store, probably in a Kmart actually.
In a Kmart?
Yeah, a Kmart. We got some Kmarts around still. Is it Kmart or Shopko that's closing?
Which
one's the Wisconsin one?
It's got to be Shopko.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because is there even any Shopkos left? Because I feel like they just had this exodus.
No, yeah, they all died. I think. I think there was like a news story with the last Shopko that closed. It wasn't even in Wisconsin, unfortunately.
I really liked Shopko. I liked it was just low key Walmart.
Yeah, Shopko was the place where I bought Halo 3. And then there was no disc inside of it, and I brought it back, and then I got it, and then I went to the returns, and they sent me to electronics, and then it was like 30 minutes later, and they finally gave me a new disc. I didn't even get a disc in the damn game. Yeah. And then after that, they gave me the thing, and it was all sealed out. I never opened it, and I never played it. I never ended up even playing it.
Oh yeah, I guess we played Halo 2, huh?
We only played Halo 2.
Yeah.
I only ever played Halo 3 at friends' houses because I hated Halo 3.
It wasn't
Halo 2.
It was the beginning of the end.
It wasn't Halo 2.
Yeah.
You know, it just wasn't good.
Man, that was a time.
Halo 2 was great.
Halo 2 was a time.
Yeah.
Like those custom lobbies, I mean,
cat-licking bees.
Brutes Love Butt.
Brutes Love Butt.
Brutes Love Butt was one of my favorites.
Brutes Love Butt, Cat-Licking Penis, Tower of Gay Sex.
These are all names of custom game, like game modes that people would make or whatever.
Well, these are the ones that I made. I know you had some too. I don't remember.
I thought I made Brutes Love Butt.
Yeah, I think you had Brutes Love Butt. I had Mr. Jefferson, Cat-Licking Penis, which was supposed to be cat and mouse, but instead I named it Cat-Licking Penis because it's funny.
Because it's Barley.
Yeah, Barley did. That was Barley.
That was a Barley move. That was proto Barley.
Not only is Barley another person who's not me, Barley is also a person who I used to be.
I think that's actually probably like
that is
a little more accurate.
That's probably,
but anyways,
more true.
Anyways, whoops.
Oh man, yeah.
But
do you want to get into the thing that you started talking about before we started recording?
I thought that was a good segue.
Well, there's the oh yeah,
so that was what
we used to do back then.
Leading into it.
And then the other thing that we used to do was play World of Warcraft.
We played WoW together a lot. Well, kind of. It's like how much do we? Because
how much?
How much do we?
I can give
give your side, your context.
So we used to. Fauntleroy and Barley used to do a lot of trolling in World of Warcraft, so we would join these pugs
so much,
and we would go into like Discord, or not even, it wasn't Discord, it was Ventrilo. Or TeamSpeak, and we would go in and we would just tell them to like throw lust at random times. And lust, if you don't know World of Warcraft, lust, short for bloodlust, or heroism if you're on the Alliance side. Boo. is a huge raid DPS cooldown. It goes on a 10-minute. You get a 10-minute debuff when you use this.
That's not our cooldown, I think.
You
Isn't
know?
it?
No, it's a 10-minute cooldown. Sated.
Sated is? Okay.
Yeah. And so you can really only use this once per fight, and it's a huge DPS gain. And if you're a bad guild, you need this to kill the boss. So we would go in, and we might not even be in the raid, and we would just tell them to throw lust out. And then usually some idiot would just lust because they're nervous.
Yeah.
You know, unless they're one of the people running the raid.
But like, so would we actually say it with our voices?
Oh,
or...
yeah, we would, yeah. Sometimes we would be in the raid and we would just play like shit, but the problem is that pugs were usually so bad that you didn't need to play like shit to make the raid. Do you remember the Magisticus raid?
Yeah, he was my hero. Magisticus is my literal hero. That guy is a legend. I feel like I lost in the Magisticus trolling because I remember one time we showed up to a Magisticus raid. We're healing. I'm healing with somebody. Yeah.
I'm Lady Death Whisperer, and I think I'm a paladin. My other healer is a druid. The druid dies like before we even get to phase 2, which phase 2 is 90% of the fight, by the way. Mm-hmm. And Magisticus is dead on the ground. He's a mage.
Well, just a little pretext. Magisticus is a guy who. It's an MMO, you know, WoW. If you don't have like a core group of people that you would, you know, do this content with, you would have to get random people to do it. And Magisticus is a man notorious for he just sit in the town square.
Trade chat.
Yeah, sit in town square and yell, anyone want to do this content with me, please? I need help.
Yeah, and he
just, on the daily, like he's just there. Like,
yeah, he was always a person.
Pugging.
Yeah, pugging.
Pick up
group. You know, so. We're on Lady Death Whisperer. It's phase 2. Magisticus is non-stop talking in the voice chat.
And dead.
Oh,
he's dead. He's got time to talk.
So he's got time to talk, and I'm healing. I'm solo healing. And so I'm not trolling. I turn on the voice, and I'm like, I say, this story has a funny conclusion, though. I say, Magisticus, shut the fuck up. And he is silent. We kill the boss. Everyone runs back.
That's awesome.
And then he starts saying, "Oh, whoever said that, please know if you talk like that again, you're gonna get kicked out." And he doesn't know who said it. So I whispered to Magisticus, and I'm like,
"Oh, that's
funny. Who said that? That was really rude. Really I really liked your comments you were making."
So
I'm pretending to be somebody else while at the same time I'm the person who told him in voice to shut the fuck up. Because honestly, he was just pissing me off. It was not helping. It was just pissing me off.
It wasn't good. It was pissing me off.
It was pissing me off, and I'm the person who's saving the raid because I'm solo healing this dog shit boss, and we've cleared the boss.
Yeah, right,
you know,
right? Because he just
shut the fuck up. But he started like, you know, I'm the raid leader here. I'm the reason we got the button. It's like, dude, you're DPS in the fucking floor.
Yeah,
like, you died as a mage. Like you probably died to a ghost. In that fight, there's ghosts that spawn, and if you don't run away from them, they explode on you, and then they don't even kill you; they just do damage to you. So
was that ICC Death Whisper?
Yeah.
Was that the vampire?
No, you're talking about Burger Queen Lanathel.
Sure, yeah.
Burger Queen Foot Lettuce.
I remember we did that one. I think we did that one in a group where they got this add-on where you could draw on the.
We didn't do that in a group. We did that in a guild.
Yeah,
we were in a guild together.
Yeah. And then people would just draw shit on the ground.
So there was this add-on where you could draw just where people should be and all this stuff. And Fauntleroy and I, we would draw funny stuff and send it to each other. One time, Fauntleroy drew a penis, and he meant to send it to me. But he sent it to the whole raid right before we're about to pull the boss. And one of the officers was yelling at somebody because they weren't in the right position. And the guy said angrily, "I'm trying to get in the right position, but I need to get this dick off my screen." So he was trying to drag the penis that Fauntleroy sent to the raid off his screen. So he was pissed.
I forgot that was the origin of the trying to get dicks off the
screen. Trying to get this dick off my screen is because you sent a drawn penis that you meant to send to me. You sent it to the whole guild, and that guy was pissed. And he was getting yelled at because he wasn't in the right position because he was trying to figure out how to get penises off his screen. So we got up to some shenanigans. Do you remember when that doesn't even begin to talk about the dungeon trolling, where you would queue for a dungeon, get buffed, get mage food, and then leave to go do other shit.
I trolled dungeons. Oh my god, did you know about this one?
Or we would hold dungeons and we would just start role playing as if we're guards from Stormwind. And we would use transmogrifier items to be like, no, I'm a furball. I can't understand you. And because it was you were the tank, they couldn't do anything. They were trapped with us, and we were benevolent trolls. As long as they
played along.
As long as they played along for like 30 seconds, a little bit.
Yeah.
We would continue.
It's done. Yeah.
But if they got mad,
no, dude, it's over.
The dungeon is over. We're gonna spend the next 3 hours ruining your life.
You're gonna leave, or we're
gonna be here all night. We're gonna be here all night. We got nothing better to do.
We're a couple of fucking nerds with no lives.
Yeah, like, we're gonna troll you until you're gonna stay on my dungeon until you die. You serve no purpose in life. Your purpose in life is role playing with me as a furball. You deserve no loot. You should leave the dungeon and free up some of that DE loot, so we can get the DE loot in this instance bubble we're trapped in.
This instance, that's good. That's good. Oh no. So before we get to the grand finale, one of my favorite solo dungeon experiences. So did you know one of the main bigger guilds on
is this when
Skywall?
you got? Oh, this one.
You know,
I'm thinking about the one where you got where Helmbane got message about our poor dungeon performance. But I know what you're talking about. Just go with this one. This one's better.
Yeah. So I was I was a silly teenager or whatever, and I guess I called someone the N-word in a dungeon one time.
I guess.
Plausible deniability. I supposedly this happened. So I was.
You've taken classes. You've reformed.
I'm a better person because of it. I've grown.
What?
I've grown. I've had
from the experience, not from saying the N-word.
Yeah,
but
from the experience, like from almost losing my position in this raiding guild. So we were in kind of like a lower tier raiding guild, and then there was like I call them the big fish in a small pond, you know, because they were like, you know, the bigger raiding guild in our server, but our server was like dog shit. Yeah,
there was 3 main 25-man raiding guilds that were actual real.
Yeah, so I was like getting invited to doing stuff with them or whatever, and I had a friend who was actually in the guild proper, and they were gonna raid, and then they're like, he's like, oh yeah, Sanath was my paladin at the time. They're like, oh yeah. Yeah, we're not raiding with Sanath anymore. He's a racist. And then my friend is like, what? Huh? And the funniest part is, like,
your friend. I remember that guy. That guy was racist.
He was racist. but it was the time, you know. Like, I don't think he genuinely was racist, but the way that he talked,
that guy was racist.
Was 20,000%.
Yeah.
But so that's even funnier to me.
So you use the N-word in a dungeon.
In a random dungeon.
And then that guy
went to our
forum server
of the server and reported me and said, "Do not raid with this person. They are the worst person in the world," which is like, for all the shit that we did, like, of course
that's the thing. That's what got you. I never got God from it.
We never any of the other stuff, like so then do you remember how I got out of it? Yeah. So then I was like, oh my god, I think that was my brother, guys. Like, that's I said about my computer. Like, I can't believe he said that. I left my computer, and I'm going to go beat him up. That's so horrible. Like, I'm going to really make sure that he doesn't do that again. I'm a lonely only. Like, I don't have a brother, obviously. Yeah. But that's so dumb. That's so funny. But the fact that someone went to our server forum and is like, I gotta report him. Something must be done.
Yeah, like somebody from another, because the looking for group was cross server. Yeah. So somebody from another server came to our server on the official Blizzard forums and outed Santa / Fauntleroy about this. Yeah. It's funny that you were having that experience, because I went to Noob Doc Saints, where I was playing with Spare Ribs and Monkey's Tail, and Monkey's Tail was a black guy, and this was the first black friend that I ever had, and this guy used the N-word constantly, and so I would log in, the first thing he would say to me, hard R N-word,
neighbor,
he'd be like N-word, you know, and eventually I'm just like, well, why are you calling me the N-word, you know? And he's like, he messages me back, he's like, it's a term of endearment. And so, like, this is like 2011.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's a black bodybuilder in Florida who has suffered a gunshot to the stomach. Not recently, but that's just historically, you know, one of the interesting things about it. He actually worked as a stripper at a gay bar. Not that he was gay.
Right.
But that he worked at a stripper as a gay bar.
Right.
And he was so funny when he was describing it. He would describe it as playing like a video game. He's like, oh yeah, you just got to say the right things and you get like a lot more money.
Right.
I'm just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But he was a cool guy. He was a disc priest. Spare Ribs actually played in the Best Alliance Guild, which I don't remember the name of it at the time.
Death Knight, I think. Or Warrior.
Who?
I think he was a martial.
Which one?
The Ribs.
Spare Ribs played as a DK, yeah.
Yeah.
But his name, they knew him as something else, which is kind of funny because like then we would call him that teasingly when we went to the Alliance side. Actually, I said the N-word in the guild chat.
Oops.
And then Spare messaged me. He's like, please don't use the N-word. And I was like, damn, y'all.
You're different.
And I was like, damn, y'all a bunch of cowards over here. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, because I mean, I don't know. When you got the pass, you got the pass. Like me and Monkeys, I log in, I'm just like, N-word. He comes back with me, N-word, and like we're fucking doing it, you know. Whatever we're doing, because we would look for pugs to do, we would do anything, and he would even message me. He'd be like, he would be like, if he's healing on his alt and is like he's healing. I remember one time he messaged me. He's like, this druid is an N-word. So it's like it was always dude, never A. It was always hard on.
Right.
Every time. Right. You know, you weren't happy.
He's allowed.
Yeah. He's black. You know, he can do whatever. You know, and he gave me the pass, and I used it.
But remember, I think we talked about it in the pod though. Like it's
not transferable.
So you did do a bit of a faux pas there.
You know.
But I use a fast pass in Disney, and it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I was at the Universal Studios.
Flash pass.
You know, I was trying to use the Universal Fast Pass at Disneyland. It didn't work out.
They got pissed.
Yeah, but that was our history in Wrath, and then this was in Cata when we so Fauntleroy didn't. Do you know how many years it was when we didn't talk?
I have no clue.
I don't remember either.
I was hoping you remember.
In hindsight,
it was many years.
I think I was playing Hots with Brad.
Yeah.
And you joined, and you were really, so I should say the story chronologically. Yeah. So
spoiler.
So spoiler. So this is. I mean, I had a few reasons to be pissed off.
Yeah.
Obviously. So obviously we did a lot of trolling, and so this was in Cataclysm. This is the next expansion, and I was doing a raid with a friend, and then Fauntleroy joined, and I was like, oh yeah, he should be good, you know? You know, like this.
But I wasn't even in the raid. Like,
no, you were in the raid. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
No, how else would you have got in? No, you had to be.
I guess.
I think so.
Maybe I was.
No, because I remember I said something too. So I was playing with my friend. She played a rogue named Chimiateka.
Yeah.
Which I still remember, which is like some type of Middle Eastern language for assassin.
Got it.
I think I'm the only person who knows that. Nobody else on the fucking server ever bothered to know that. This was also at the same time a girl that I was like pointlessly in love with.
Yeah, I called.
But that didn't really matter at all, honestly.
Really?
Because she was leading the raid and I was also it was a serious raid.
I know.
And then so like Fauntleroy joins up and I'm like, oh yeah, he should be pretty good. This is my friend. And then he starts trolling. And it was it pissed me off so much.
He was so fucking
I've never been more mad in my life at a friend. And I remember I said in voice, I said Fauntleroy, grow the fuck up, and I blocked it on everything. I've never blocked anyone.
Communicata non grata.
Yeah, I went on Facebook. I did try to block someone else one time. But then it was too difficult because Steele was like, "Oh no, don't." I was like, "Fuck, whatever."
But I didn't have anyone looking out for me, so
nobody was looking out for.
No one cares about little Fauntleroy.
So like I blocked Fauntleroy on everything, you know, because I was like, why would you troll me? I don't know. That was where I was coming from.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
I was just being a fucking piece of shit. Like I was just being a goober.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You know? I mean, I get it. That's what you were. That was the punishment.
We were like.
You know, that was. You know, I usually never. Because the thing is like. I let a lot of shit slide.
Yeah.
Not you. Not you. But other people. And like when
What do you mean by let a lot? Never heard anyone.
But I have some bad thoughts. there is a darkness inside of me. Okay, don't
I-
fucking piss me off.
And again, I think people knew that too. I think that's
Yeah, probably.
That's kind of a given.
I
Well,
wasn't.
maybe I just know you better than other
Yeah.
people, but I mean, I've always
I wasn't.
known that side. Maybe.
I want to hurt people. I'm always looking for an excuse, but
Literally.
yeah, that for me was like, I'm fucking done with this person. So I'll pretend, you know, whatever.
Got it. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
but it was just like, what the fuck, you
you'll
know?
let
I mean, I
things
do
slide.
like, oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could imagine some reasons why that occurred, but ultimately, they're just like, it's just a matter of honesty, you know?
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
if
that's
you are
the end of the
if you are,
day.
because for me, the most important thing is the level of honesty. That's why I'm very upfront person.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, if you are not honest,
Yeah.
you are dead to me. I do
Right.
not care. You
Right.
know? So yeah, that's why I'm such a good therapist.
Well, honestly, probably.
You
like,
know, if you are not able to be honest about emotions or other things, you ain't gonna fucking get anywhere.
I'm not gonna get very far emotionally, I guess. Okay, so we didn't
Yeah, so we didn't talk
we didn't talk for years.
12, 13, 14, 15. It had to be at least 2016. So we didn't talk for like at least 5 years,
Yeah.
probably, because I was playing
I feel like
Hots.
so much time has gone by.
It
just
did feel
in
like a
that
long
time.
It did feel like a long time at the time, but now it doesn't really feel like
Yeah.
that long, because honestly, like, I had so many things going on. I don't think I even could have like, mind you,
Yeah.
I did not put any effort. Like, mind you, I mean, I would go back to, like, the only reason I had any friends, or the only reason we were friends, is because any of the effort you put into it.
Yeah.
I was like suicidally depressed in high school.
Yeah.
Every fucking day I was like, I'm gonna crash my fucking car and kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing I ever made it to school.
Right.
So like I put no effort into my friendships. I put no effort into anything. I didn't want anyone to be.
Because like if it's gonna be done tomorrow, like why bother?
Yeah, you know, and it's just like, I don't even.
You're so
It's like, maybe I don't even
consumed.
want anyone to care, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like, part of it was just like, I need to push
Oh,
everyone
yeah,
away. I
totally.
need to push everyone away,
Totally.
so that nobody cares.
Yeah.
So I was like, so Fauntleroy was the only person that hung around when I was at my most shittiest person possible.
Yeah.
So I always there was always that latent respect, at least. But there was another one too. I told friend of the podcast,
Yeah.
like, not
Yeah, I know. I know
not
who you're talking about.
not Steele.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm fucking. I already said his name in the other one. Who
Yeah, I know,
cares?
I
He knows
know,
it.
I know.
I told the other friend of the podcast
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Because you like. Do you remember Colleen?
What?
Colleen.
Yes.
Yeah, that the
Yes.
whole thing. And I was like, I mean, my understanding was that you both encouraged that and stepped out of the way, even though it seemed kind of like that was
I guess I don't
Yeah.
remember. There was a situation. I mean, I just remember I kind of like had a.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a thing for like a lot of random people.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, that was like the year of girls kind of thing too. But like,
I have a really shit memory, so like.
no, I
don't
mean,
be,
I
don't
think
be afraid to
no,
refresh.
no,
I mean, it could
it's-
even be.
So
you know,
like, I remember
off
because
on.
she was like, I don't know, we were 30 years, I think, whatever the
Sure.
junior, whatever the fuck that is.
Yep.
And then there was like, I don't know, there was her. She was like a freshman, and then
You're
I don't know if
the
you were
girl,
there.
that's
Maybe you were there eventually, but there was yeah, she had some vague passing interest in me and or you, but then also like
Right.
talking with
Yeah.
fucking Ray also as well. And
Yeah.
then I think Ray was the one who kind of filled me in on what was going on in terms
Got
of
it.
like that stuff and like whatever, because I think she felt bad about the situation between us and like whatever. I don't know what the fuck, because I think, you know, that kind of
I
thing.
don't think I even remember.
You don't
like,
remember. It
any
doesn't.
of
I mean,
this
it's not a
shit.
big deal.
Yeah.
But like,
or I'm
the-
just such
the
a
idea-
dumb ding dong. I don't even know.
Yeah,
the
like,
politics going on.
Yeah, it was definitely like a thing where like I
Around
think
me.
I mean you were interested probably in her. She was probably
Yeah.
kind of interested in you as well.
Yeah.
But then also she was also kind of interested in me.
Right.
And then you definitely, at least from what Ray said,
Yeah.
encouraged her to like go along with me, which was kind of funny because like that was a situation where ultimately then between her and Ray I chose Ray, which
Right.
is I mean, between the both of them,
Well, I'm
neither of them were the right choice.
No one won in that situation.
Neither of them were mentally well. Every person I met at her birthday party was fucking crazy, because I met Ray there, and I met fucking Paige there, and I met, and obviously, you know, Colleen, and it was
Yeah.
like, and it's like, and then Paige was the craziest of all of them, because
That's-
I was the other guy in the relationship with her. Because she was. I didn't even know she was in a relationship.
Oh my
Little did I
god.
know.
So it is the person I'm thinking. Well,
So like every fucking person that I met,
like not like she didn't go to our school.
No, they
or...
all went to our school.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
Paige might have been in middle school. I don't know, but I didn't.
I feel like I didn't know her in middle school, but
I don't know. Paige was.
Yeah. But anyways,
she was like so off the radar because she was
Yeah.
she was brothers with Caleb, and Caleb had schizophrenia. And he took.
she's really brothers with Caleb.
He took. Oh yeah, you know Caleb. Yeah. I'm
thinking
Caleb's,
of a totally different. Sorry, I was thinking of a different page.
Oh yeah, there is another page that you'll be thinking about. No, this is
Got
another
it.
page.
Got it.
Yeah, and Caleb, and then Caleb
Yeah.
is Caleb has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And he has what's the lithium. He was on lithium.
Yep.
And we were friends, and God, that was a whole fucking thing. I remember. Oh God, that was. I remember one time.
Do you feel like he's a good person? Just has really bad mental health, and then
Maybe I don't know enough about. I've hung out with him a bit, but he has some weird ideas about things. I mean, he was always good.
I would
he
imagine.
was always good to me.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
His girlfriend tried to get us to both fuck her. Do you remember who he was dating in high school? He was dating Brittany, and she was in my.
Oh my god.
He was dating Brittany.
This is a blast from the past.
Yeah, he was dating Brittany, and she was in my homeroom, and I knew Brittany liked me because when Ray started dating me, Ray told me that Brittany and her talked, and she was like, "Oh, I always thought he was cute, but I was insecure to mess it out." And then one time, we were at some like family thing or whatever where they were drinking, and Caleb and I were both like, we are both mentally unwell.
Yeah, we should not be.
Like I was probably on an antidepressant at the time, but really I should have been on anti like a
anxiety or
no. Eventually I got on, and then eventually I got on Lamictal.
The next step.
Lamictal is a bipolar med.
Got it.
But they didn't know what I had at the time.
Yeah.
And then so like both Caleb and I are mentally unwell.
Yeah.
And like we're at this like family party thing, but it's like whatever the kind of fucking house thing, and like
Yeah.
Brittany's drinking, everyone else is drinking. This guy offers Caleb and I drinks, and we're just fucking
Bye-bye.
teenagers at high school,
Yeah.
and we're just like. Nah, we're too.
Good.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're
there
on.
enough.
We take Cyber. This isn't gonna be good.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be well, so we don't.
Yeah.
But Brittany definitely won. Fuck both. To have both of us fuck her.
Christ.
And I was. I mean, I didn't.
Hell yeah.
I was not. I didn't do
Hell
it. I didn't
yeah.
do it. I didn't do it. I don't know if Caleb. I think
Yeah,
at one point.
I
think at one, maybe Caleb encouraged me to maybe. I don't remember. I think Caleb is the kind of guy who would definitely be
I
into
could see
that.
that. I could. Totally
This is
see
before
that.
cucking, mind you. Caleb would totally
culture,
be.
yeah.
Caleb would definitely be down for
He was
that.
a proto
Probably.
cuck.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
such a bad, but like,
Yeah.
you never know.
I mean, it's just like, I don't even see him as a cuck because he's such a lanky boy that like you're never gonna be the big cool guy, So like, why don't you better accept your position as like, oh yeah, I like watching my girlfriend get fucked, right?
Okay.
Like I'm just reading it. Like I spend a lot. Me and Caleb hung out a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I read it like I'm not. I would never psychologically analyze somebody I knew of like 10 years ago.
No.
He actually tried to add me on Facebook like this year.
Yeah.
I should really reach out to him, and hopefully he doesn't watch this.
Yeah. What if this is the one that blows up?
This is the one. This is the one where I'm just talking about all these people from high school.
All this shit.
It's
but it
fucking
makes
over.
sense. That would be the one that would.
This will be it.
So I guess.
So yeah,
just
so
to
we
put
didn't
a bow
talk for
on
6
it, we didn't
years.
talk
How we got back
forever.
together? Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. So mutual friend Brad invited me to play Hots with him one time. And I was like, yeah, sure, I guess he plays a lot of WoW now too, because I have him on BNet still.
Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him around too.
Yeah. I played retail with him a couple times.
Yeah, I was surprised that I even played Hotson because like
Yeah, right. I thought that was such a weird. That was such a weird.
I never thought out of everyone. I mean, we had a lot of Brad and I had a lot of classes together, but
nothing else.
Yeah, no, like we had nothing in common. He just was like a kind of like an egotistical kind of dude.
Yeah, he was really mean to me in high school.
He wasn't mean to me.
He was really.
Yeah.
He was like a friend. It was a fucked up friend bully situation.
Oh yeah, I do remember you guys being like that.
It was a fucked up friend bully situation.
Yeah. He was in my science class in the morning, and then he was in one of my writing. He was in my one of my writing classes later on in the day, And that was about it. We didn't even sit by each other. We never really talked. But like for some reason we were friends on BNet. And I'm playing Hotsy, he's playing Hotsy, he invites me, and then he invites Fauntleroy, and then Fauntleroy is like super like, oh, like I don't need to play if you don't want me here. Like I understand you. And like the thing that won me over.
I remember that. I'm a cool guy.
You know, it's just like
I like hearing about
is like Fauntleroy is like I really would like for us to be friends. Like I'm sorry like about, you know, what happened, like, you know, whatever, kind of just like very straightforward. The kind of language that I speak, which is just very straightforward, and like that's it, you know. And I don't even think I responded in a way that was, I was just like, okay, like, I'm willing to like tolerate this to see how this goes,
see where it goes,
you know, like that was it, you know, because like I'm not a person that believes anyone can change. But I'm also not a person who does not believe in redemption. You know,
that's a good way of putting it.
That is the one aspect of Christianity that I think I actually latch onto is like redemption, or just another opportunity, or like whatever the fuck, you know.
But it's not a solely
not a
Christian thing,
not in a religious context,
you know?
But I mean, redemption is a major facet
it is, for sure.
of Christianity.
For sure.
I mean, that's I'm just explaining where it comes from.
Got it.
You know, like that's kind of
that
like,
kind of thinking or whatever.
Like, I mean, some people kind of like they take the religion and then it's just like it doesn't mean anything to them. But like, there are certain things about, you know, Christianity in terms of my experience with it that I did graft onto myself a little bit. So I was like, okay, you know, we can see how this goes, and we played some HOTS together, which was pretty fun.
We wrecked. We fucking killed it.
The
dude.
fucking Abather's AFK. The fact
then we started playing HOTS
the thing that won me over is I'm playing Abather. Abather is the character that as soon as they see Abather on the team, everyone loses their mind. Everything's pissed. Because Abather is a character that works like no other character in the game. Nobody knows how he works, not even the people that are on his team. Right. And they think that Abather is AFK.
So we back to trolling, pretty much.
So, well, no, it's like,
I mean, I'm
kidding. It's like if Fauntleroy can stand being on my team when I'm playing Abather every game. Every game, we're getting trolled by our dog shit teammates.
Yeah, everyone's pissed at us.
Yeah. I was like, if he can handle this, I was like, okay, that's enough. That must be it. It's like there ain't no penance left to be paid after playing Abather. We had like I had a 30% win rate in ranked with Abather. Because people would see Abather and they would instantly lose their minds.
They lose their fucking minds, yeah, and then it would be over in their brains.
Yeah, so the game is over before it's even
started. Yeah, they see the pick and they're like, "All right, it's fucking over." It's
people would be asking, "Okay, who wants to dodge? Who wants to rage quit before we get into the game, so we don't have to play with Abather?"
Who's the martyr? Who's taking the bullet? Who's gonna be our Jesus on the cross?
Yeah, basically.
Who's gonna bleed for our raging sins?
And then from then on, it's just been a great friends with benefits relationship.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits.
Yeah. You know, telling my delusional thoughts about insanity that I was just gonna end up putting me into an early grave.
Nowhere.
You know?
Yeah, going into a fucking institute.
You know, maybe that's a good. Maybe I should be the Dick's Joker. I haven't even uploaded my Joker. I don't think I should. That's gonna get my YouTube channel taken down.
Is it bad? I didn't see
at the end. Oh, I didn't upload it.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess I'm exposition. I didn't see it either.
Well, I don't know.
We did see Jokester. Oh yeah, we saw. I mean, you want to talk about it? Did we talk about it at all?
I don't think we did, but I don't know if there's much to talk about.
There's not much to talk about. It was just bad.
This is bad.
It was just bad. Jokester fucking a dude.
Both Jokester 2 fucking a dude. So that how I end the review is I basically just dude. As I start ranting about how the film like has a male victim for sexual violence and then kills him and basically treats it with zero reverence, zero respect. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm a male victim of sexual violence.
Right.
You know? So like it's something that like, I mean, everyone should care about this. Yeah. But like when you're a person who's affected by it, and then you have to live your life seeing how society communicates compassion towards one group of people, you know, there's
or lack thereof,
you know, like if there's nobody gives a fuck, nobody cares at all. If you're a woman and you say Me Too online, there's going to be probably some people, some negative people, but there's probably going to be generally an outpouring of compassion. You know, nobody gives a fuck if you're a male victim. Nobody cares at all. You know. I mean, that's just been my entire fucking life. But there was a time in
sounding almost.
In what?
The incel. I mean, I'm being facetious, but you know, like Like, or like men's rights.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's. I mean,
Well,
that's
the
why
sad
it's
thing, like,
appealing.
that's the sad. Yeah.
That's why it's appealing.
Yeah.
Is because there is
'Cause
nobody
they're
that
kinda
gives
right,
a fuck.
you
Is
know?
that men do have problems and nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's
But then they just go to this like nth degree.
Yeah,
of
well,
insanity.
Well, I mean, because the problem is that in the concept of the patriarchy, it's like you have a tiny portion of men who are here, and then you have all of society promoting women here, and then you have 90% of the men down here.
Right.
You know, and it's like, holy
Right.
fuck. I mean, that's not
Right.
really the case. It's more
You got the
complicated than
daddies
that.
on top. you
Yeah,
say,
yeah. And, but anyway, so I was in this undergrad class. It was a communication class, which is hilarious, right? And for some fucking, it was a class. The teacher did not teach. This was actually the teacher who had the podcast about what's at my table today, whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
That horny ass teacher. Yeah. You know, she probably could have. I could have fucked her if I tried. Anyway.
Same.
Yeah, Fondler could have fucked her. He didn't even go to that school.
I didn't go there. I don't even know her about.
You know, if at the time, yeah.
I have a chance.
But anyway, so she didn't even teach it was just the student teachers. This is a summer class, mind you. It was all online, and we had to watch this video about this flamboyant man giving a pseudo TED talk about toxic masculinity and how toxic masculinity is not only bad for women, but it's also bad for men and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And in the thing, he's primarily talking about female victims of sexual violence or sexual assault or whatever, and he has one passing remark about male victims are a problem too or whatever, and it's just like I'm so sick. Never in my life have I ever seen a speech about male victims of sexual violence. Never. Actually, the first day when I went to undergrad, my first day during orientation, they had two women from the Sexual Assault Resource Center come by, and the first things they say is most sexual assaults are caused by men, so men, stop raping. The first day of undergrad, I was accused of being a rapist.
Stop raping, yeah.
And it's like...
And that's how you're going to solve rape.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm actually...
area where it happens.
In my mind, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to go chase women at night. I'm going to start raping.
Right.
You've actually caused... My oppositional defiant disorder is activated. The fact that I am a male victim of sexual assault is activated. I'm going to rape you. Right now, after this orientation, I'm stalking you and going to rape you. That is a joke.
You've activated it. That was a Barley.
That was
Barley
a Barley comment.
That. Barley said that.
But it's just so my Joker moment is everyone. You know how when I asked you how many people deserve to die for that blunder for the movie, everyone related to Joker deserves to die.
That's a take.
Even craft services.
Oh, actually, well, hey, don't get the food industry involved in this one.
Honestly, when I worked in the food industry, I always hoped somebody would kill me.
Literally, yes. Oh, actually,
right?
Yeah, that's a good point. You're doing them a favor,
I'm doing them a favor. I know what it's like.
Yeah. No, I found it recently. You probably told me, but it just hit me. I watched the Red Letter Media, just going over all the random movies of the year. Recently uploaded. They had Joker fucking a dude. Jay had. See, now I'm thinking maybe it's a good movie because Jay had, the opinion of that it was bad. So because Jay always has the worst opinion. So it's now maybe it's actually a good.
Well, Jay also thought Joker 1 was bad, and Jay also completely misunderstood the film, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess people are saying this," and it's like, and it was like, dude, the film literally starts. Yeah. The camera is on a fucking TV, and you're hearing about a labor strike from the garbage men.
Right.
If you did not understand that this movie is political in any way, you are a fucking brain dead retard.
Oh, and then in this
moron.
In this review, he was talking about how oh, I don't know. It sounded like they were kind of alluding to people thinking that Jokester was some kind of hero, and people were lauding him as a great figure. But I don't think anyone was doing that. And it's
did you watch the movie?
What the there were whole nerd movements about it.
Yeah, Joker 1. I will argue with anyone. Nobody agrees with me, mind you. Everyone I talk, nobody agrees with me. This is not a Barley take. This is a Barley take. Joker is fully justified in killing that TV show guy, 100%. Do you want
to get into it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I feel like it's a pretty big claim. I mean, I honestly kind of don't disagree with you, but just for the sake
what I would argue, and I think what the argument... So, we have to talk about
how long is this going?
This is an hour... Let me look
where is it say?
It's right down there. It's an hour and 28 minutes. Okay. Well, it's the New Year's, so I mean, it could be a long cast.
It doesn't matter to me. I was actually just more curious.
Well, actually, I should look how much... how much space I have on my computer because this is 60.
Yeah, I thought
this
you
is
saw
60
you kinda
FPS.
look at
Yeah,
that.
like. Okay, so we've used about 7 gigs.
So we're good.
This file is pretty big.
We're good.
Yeah. So, I mean, my basic argument is that if you create a society, it's kind of like the Luigi Mangione kind of situation, right? Where it's like, okay, let's say you have somebody who is benefiting off of a society that scapegoats people who have no social power or political power to change their situation. So, in Joker 1, Joker is a dependent of the state. Joker receives healthcare and mental health services through the state. During the movie, he loses access to healthcare, he does not get his psychiatric medication, and he loses access to his mental health services because of defunding from the state. Now, you would think, wow, this is an interesting story, but this isn't real life. The problem is, what?
Do another one?
No.
I'll get another one.
Sure, go get another one. So I'll continue talking here. So the problem is that this actually happened in real life. Back in the 70s, who was the guy who got assassinated? Who's the Fauntleroy? Who's the president that got assassinated?
The president that got assassinated?
Yeah, the guy who got shot in the head. Do you remember?
Oh, JFK.
JFK. So JFK, he wanted to create mental health community centers, and he wanted to close down mental asylums. And the reason that this was a pet project for him is because his sister had some kind of mental problem, and if you don't remember, lobotomies were big at the time.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, there was this
So
one. There was one head guy.
Really
It was mostly. It was as crazy. It was through the nose. Yeah, they went into the brain through the nose. I mean, that's why if playing that game yesterday, the olfactory senses are tied closest to memory because they go right into your brain. But anyway,
That's insane.
yeah, it is crazy. So. JFK's sister or whatever was a victim of this quackery. Guy who traveled the country, and then he would train other people and do this. And then so after the lobotomy, she was worse. Everyone was worse. There would be
Worse.
Yeah, everyone was worse. So he hated this, and he didn't like the idea of her being in an asylum away from her family. So the idea was they were going to close down mental health asylums, which were all federally funded, and then they were going to open up and allow for federal funding for mental health community centers so that they could live near their family, they could maybe have jobs, they could be supported in the areas where they lived.
Instead.
And so what ended up happening is JFK gets assassinated and LBJ takes over. What's also happening at the late 70s?
What's Vietnam?
Well, Vietnam's going on for 25 years.
Yeah.
But it's the civil rights movement.
Oh, duh.
LBJ,
I knew that one.
The civil rights movement takes up all the oxygen in the room.
Oh, got it.
LBJ, nobody does anything for mental health, anything. So what you see, if you look at the charts, the people in mental health asylums is here, the people in prisons is here.
Right.
After about 40 years, people in asylums is here, the people in prisons is here. So basically, all of our mental health asylum people go to prison because they're pushed out onto the streets. Their families can't take them in. Their families can't care for them, and they end up in prison. So that's why the biggest mental health care provider in America is Cook County Jail in Illinois.
Right.
And let me tell you, a jail is not providing mental health services, at least not adequate enough to actually do any good, other than giving them medication.
Rehabilitate them even.
So that happens to Joker in the movie. This is a thing that happened in American history, and the movie takes place in the past. So there is a societal problem, and in response to some societal problem, they decide to defund services for the lowest members of society, and then Joker is unmedicated. He is then a victim of what is an ongoing assault that he sees by 3 men on a train, and in response to that kind of situation, he ends up shooting and killing them in self-defense. But because these men were lawyers who are drunkenly assaulting some woman, Jokester takes the fall for it and gets blamed. But before that happens, he ends up going on the fucking Murray Show because he did some stand-up that bombed horribly, and they're all laughing at him and making fun of him. Now, Joker in the film is clearly a low IQ, mentally disabled individual who has some degree of schizophrenia that makes him very difficult to live his life. And Murray is somebody who is what we call like a parasite. He sees the negative culture of scapegoating low members of society, and then he is profiting off them by laughing at them on his TV show.
Right.
So then Jokester shows up and shoots the motherfucker. Jokester is absolutely fucking base. Murray deserves to fucking die. And any society that defends people like Murray is a society that deserves to have people shooting people like Murray every fucking day in the street. Because if you are a person who profits off the victimization of people who have no political, no social, no economic power, then you are a literal capitalist cuck that just sits there and is like, open my asshole for Elon Musk to fuck me every fucking day. And there's nothing I'll ever stand for. And I will die on this hill. I will kill everyone. I remember one of my friends in his group chat, he was like, the movie was pretty good, but I think you'd have to be a psychopath to agree with Jokester. And I was like, and this is before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw the movie and I was like, I actually 100% agree with what he did. He was 100% based, 100% correct. And if you think it's okay to profit off of abusing mentally ill people who are victims, who need support, because mind you, what did the U.S. government do in 1933? A Republican Senate, Republican House. Actually, it was 1996. Bill Clinton is president. Mm-hmm. You know what they passed?
What did they pass?
They removed children from entitlements and Social Security, and they passed temporary assistance for needy families as the replacement. So poor children are no longer entitled to any Social Security benefits from the federal government. And you know what happens in response to this 10 years later? The suicide rate for black males doubles under the age of 16. Because guess who is the most impacted by this? Yeah. So, like, let's not, like, it's just like, political action has consequences. Mm-hmm. Why do we only pretend to care about political action in a broad sense and then cry when some single person is fucking killed? Fuck him.
So now you're kind of alluding to the CEO.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck him. That guy should get, his whole family should get killed. They're all living on blood money.
I mean, like,
you know what?
I don't go the vengeful route, but
I go the if every person who touches every single person is his. See, I go the absolutist vengeful route
for sure.
Where I want to kill everyone but him.
Yeah.
I want to kill everyone in his family, and he gets to live the rest of his days in true misery. Is that your greed was so awful?
Right.
Everyone in your line deserves to die, and then you get to live the rest of your life knowing that no one will talk to you, no one will look at you, no one's going to ever speak to you. You are an absolute outcast in society. If I had the absolute control, that's what I would do.
It was under his auspice that they like started getting in these like record profits or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
because they used like an AI program to deny everyone.
That's so fucking crazy. Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's my Jokester 1 take. Jokester 2. Yeah, fuck it, it's terrible.
Not a good movie.
No, not a good movie.
Really
everyone who made the movie deserves to die for that blunder.
Well, it was, that was a long walk too. They mentioned it was like $200 million.
I think the movie, you know how much the movie cost?
Yeah.
I think the movie was one of the biggest R-rated costs, budget of all time.
That's fucking...
I mean,
for what
Joker
we saw,
that
was $200 bajillion. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you could have literally made like two. What was the Avengers?
You could have funded public housing for a year.
What was Endgame budget? Okay, Endgame budget was so for $100 million more dollars we could have had Endgame.
We could have had Endgame.
$100 million more dollars we could have had Endgame.
Well, look up Jokester just to
Jokester 1?
2. You can look up Joker 1, 2.
It
was $200 million.
$150 million less dollars than Avengers Endgame, and it looks terrible.
It's really bad.
Nothing. The best scene in the movie is when they're walking outside and they have the colorful umbrellas.
That was good. That was and that was the beginning.
That's the only.
That was the beginning of the fucking movie.
It's the only good scene in the movie. It's terrible.
And I really hated that it was billed as a musical because
it was not. It wasn't even a musical.
It was a musical. There were a couple parts where they started singing or whatever. Like I didn't hate them because I'm a musical nerd, but like
I hated the completely fake ones. I didn't mind the ones where it was like supposed. No, I hated those ones.
Okay.
I didn't mind the ones where they were like supposed to be more intimate and heartfelt, like when they're in the glass talking.
Yeah.
But there's no relationship.
No.
It makes no sense at all. No. Like we should have the movie. I will die on this hill too. Is that the movie should have been from Harley Quinn's perspective.
Oh, I agree with that. I think that would have been really good.
That would have been way better.
Like just following her. And
Yeah,
maybe
following her
obsession
getting into
or-
Arkham, her obsession, her leaving Arkham, her plot to like kind of make Joker a bigger figure, just how Joker related to her and her own mental illness.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I have no fucking idea what the fuck Harley Quinn was about at all.
Well, and then didn't the idea kind of turn out to be at the end? It's like Jokester's more an idea, and now whoever the fuck.
Well, that was
killed
at the
him is
first. That was the first
Jokester.
movie too.
I guess,
the first
yeah.
movie ended the exact same way, and then this movie it was like, oh, Jokester too. It's like, oh yeah, he's an idea. Anyone could be Jokester, and like basically the guy who kills Jokester at the end is just Heath
Spoilers.
Ledger. Yeah, spoilers. Jokester dies after getting raped.
Bad movie.
He gets
raped by
raped.
guards.
He gets raped and killed. No, this is what this is. I guess
This is so dumb.
I didn't.
It's
I
stupid.
didn't explain why it pisses me off. But the thing is like never.
It's not
There-
even addressed.
There's no, not even that. But like the thing that I think about is like, would there be an equivalent that would ever exist? Because like this is what I think about. Is like if somebody did this to me, how would I feel? If there was an opposite version of it, how would it look? You know, that kind of thing. Like if,
Opposite.
like let's say
There's,
like
like,
you know
gender
like
wise or-
kind of thinking of like, okay, if I'm like if
Yeah.
I'm like a guy and I'm pursuing some woman, how would I feel or think about this if a woman was doing this to me? Would this be okay? And I kind of like think about it in that way as like what is like the different expectations between the sexes, or even there's we're both gender absolutists, so it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. But I still
Yeah.
think about it in terms of like maybe what
No,
is the other
gender
person
abol-
experiences? Yeah,
gender
abolitionists.
abolitionists.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I said absolutist. That's
Yeah.
totally the wrong
like
word.
the literal opposite.
It's
like,
the opposite. Yeah, no, we're abolitionists.
Yeah.
But there was never going to be a movie where a woman
allow
is
that.
raped and then killed.
And it's like, yeah, this is
No,
okay.
no, that's not going to happen. That's never going to
It's
fucking
It's
happen.
fucking crazy.
You know, I mean, those movies have happened, but they're done in a way.
But it's portrayed a lot.
It has a message.
Or ceremoniously.
But here, there's no jokester message. It's just rape him and kill him, and then replace him with the Heath Ledger jokester because he has his mouth is already cut. He's talking like Heath Ledger. He's definitely
Got
meant to be
it.
like a Heath Ledger, like
Got
like
it.
oh like
Stand-in.
yeah like and it's just like oh what's the point of it? I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. I'm gonna have my Joker moment, and I'm gonna tell everyone that really made Joker 2 they deserve to die. I don't know what else should we say or do.
Did you have anything on your list? I mean, I had a couple. I hit the I really wanted to go off on New Year's resolutioners because I think that's just the worst. I know.
Was there
Yes.
more?
No, I mean
I don't know if my head can take more conversation. I'm gonna go back.
I've been drinking. So I mean, we did leave off on a pretty tantalizing thing, but I think we're gonna.
What
have
was
to
that?
leave The girl who could speak Chinese.
Oh, we did the last episode, but like I mean, we're gonna.
We left off on it. We're gonna have to leave off on it again. I think because there's no way.
Yeah, we
There's
gotta.
no,
we
'cause
gotta.
it's a long.
We gotta potentially watch some kinky ass movie after this or something.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
know what the fuck? Maybe it's on the thing or not, or we'll have to find something else or whatever the fuck. Who
Oh,
knows?
the one that you were.
Yeah, the one where
trying to
she's.
get
Oh,
on
I
the
didn't
thing.
even tell you the thing. It's like she's like, okay, you're gonna like. She's like, okay, what age have you had sex? And he's just like, oh, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna put down that you're a virgin. and then apparently there's like a scene where they're like fucking, and she's like, okay, you're gonna come inside me. I'm ovulating today. You're gonna get me pregnant. And it's just like.
Is this like some kind of nightmare dream sequence?
That's
or-
what it sounds like. I mean,
Yeah.
I think to a virgin, that's like the hottest thing ever. But
Right,
like, if you were
'cause
not,
they're being
if you were not
described
in a
what
real
to
relationship with this
do.
person, and you're gonna impregnate someone, like then she's gonna control you completely.
Right.
You know, if you're an actual non-coom brain, you are terrified of that. You know, if you are thinking with not your penis. So I don't know.
she's-
Hopefully, we can watch that movie.
She's Queen Cobra in JFS, or in Nell rather.
She actually is. 'cause
Yeah, she was
exactly
trying to
what her
baby
plan
trap
was.
him. She was trying to baby trap him 100%.
Well, you know, this is Borley Borelstein and Fauntleroy here, live in the flesh.
Live.
Yeah, and what do we tell them to have? What kind of day should they have?
It's obvious. Have a Fauntleroy day. Please. I love you. Goodbye.